What if I told you that your cognitive functions or your MBTI type has a big role in the way you dress? I'm sure you guys have seen in some of the MBTI memes, communities that are very into this particular concept. They have created somewhat of a mood board trying to demonstrate what each type would kind of look like and what they wear. People will post pictures of themselves, not just selfie pictures, but of course with their outfit and all, and trying to get the community to type them. I think this is a very fun way to analyze people, and I actually got quite deep into it, which is why I developed the course on Udemy. Is why I went to this deep rabbit hole of there must be a pattern or a correlation to why certain MBTI type will only approach this kind of clothing styles and why a particular MBTI type would not care so much about fashion. So before I go in depth about how MBTI and the cognitive function influences the way you dress, I want to first talk about like level 1 awareness on why this is such the case. Let's just take thinking and feeler type as an example. For a thinking type, I have to be careful in how I say it without making it sound like I'm stereotyping, although actually I am. The thinking type, the way they approach fashion, the way they dress, there's not many possibilities. Like for them, practicality is one thing for sure, but I guess they also look at, when I say functionality, it's not just about whether it's comfortable or not, but whether it's so strategic that it's going to give the kind of image that they thought through very strategically. So to give you an example, there are some MBTI types that will be so particular with their outfits, like the meticulousness of it. It's not just because they are a thinking type, but because they share a kind of cognitive function that causes them to obsess with details even when it's not important, or if they don't use that function well, they can be totally oblivious to small details. Then we have the feeling type. The feeling type, it's actually researched to be one of the most fashionable types. When I say fashionable, my definition means that they're extremely versatile. They can pretty much adopt anything under the sun because they have this air or this mood of like, you know what, today I feel like a princess. I'm just gonna emulate this look. And the next day, because they allow their mood to inspire them, not affect them, to inspire them, they will then try to adopt a totally different style that is very different from the day before. And so they appear more versatile, they appear more creative, which is why they can be seen as pretty fashionable, because people who don't know about this, they will just see them as, wow, it's like a fashion show for you. You can basically, wear different styles and you have such confidence to do so. So this gives a very interesting perspective on the thinking versus the feeling types and in how they manifest in terms of their dressing sense. So I think for thinking and feeler types, they can look quite drastic in terms of their dressing sense when we actually compare it. So I thought that, cognitive functions actually, after really studying it and looking at forums and doing a bit of my own survey and research, I found out that it actually has a very big role in our clothing choices. So if you want to find out more, your type, your cognitive function, and how you manifest it through your dressing sense, I developed a course on Udemy. I made it extremely accessible because I want this new content to get out there. I know I'm putting myself in the spot because I might get backlash too, but it's okay. I've thought very thoroughly about putting out such a content because I personally have used it to help myself in terms of my self-confidence, my own image creation, and a lot of my clients too. And so check it out, and hopefully in the upcoming videos is going to resonate with you, because I'm going to talk a lot about fashion psychology and its emulation when it comes to their dressing sense.